Hello everybody, this is Jeff Bain with Team Reelin' the Blues. I was out here today cleaning up my bait tank that I keep at my house, and I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to show you exactly how mine's set up and maybe give you an idea on how you could do your own. Let's take a look at it. First, this is a round fiberglass cylinder, and what I done was I took and made me a PVC bottom out of the same material that I built that Livewell out of my Livewell video on YouTube, and I fiberglassed it in, and I put a intake pipe. You can see it right down there. That pipe runs straight through the back of the tank, and it goes into a filter system, and I'll show you how it's built here in just a second. This tank works off of gravity just like the super bait tanks and some of your other bait tanks. I believe the SHAD Shack uses the same principle. And what it is the water level in here and the water level inside the filter box are the same. So what happens is you're pumping water out of the filter box, the water goes into here, the water level goes up. When the water level goes up, it has to settle back down. When it goes down to seek level, it goes in through the tube and then through a filter system. So essentially it's all done by gravity. It's a real efficient system. It's been around forever. This right here, and you'll see later on in it, this is actually the discharge for the pump. Now if you'll look at that pipe in the bottom, it sticks out in the tank just a little bit. It's got holes drilled in, let's say, the downstream side, and it's got holes in the bottom of it. That allows it to kind of sweep the bottom of the tank as the water's turning. The debris and stuff will get washed to that pipe and it'll suck it up. So it actually self-sweeps as the system is running. In the back here, and it's a little bit hard to see, here's the pipe coming out of the inside of the tank. It comes in here. I've got an elbow right here and a T. The T allows the water to come back up inside the thing to the filter system, and I'll show you that in just a second. And this side, that way it allows me to drain the tank anytime I want to. I've got a valve right there. I can flip that valve, I can drain this whole tank in about 5-10 minutes tops. Okay, here's a look at the actual filter system, pump system, everything. It's all nice and self-contained in this box. I built this box out of that 3/4 PVC stuff also. So what we have here, everything is made where it can be serviced at any time easily. So you see right here, this is the pump head. I had it running earlier just trying to get some of the old trash out of the system, and you can look, that right there came right out of it. Didn't take about 15-20 minutes. This is the actual filter basket assembly. You can see it's all self-contained, same thing out of that PVC stuff. Now down here in the bottom I have, this is the intake. This is that pipe that runs all the way to the inside of the tank. This pipe, as this thing pumps down, the water level in the tank rises. As the water level in the tank rises, the water starts coming out of this, and then it goes into the filter. This is the discharge for the pump. This can be pulled out. The pump's just set down in the bottom there. So here's the type of pump I use. And you can see I've got it coming straight out the top of it. That way it just pumps the water right back up and into the tank. It's just a simple tank. You can get it at Harbor Freight or Lowe's, depending on how much money you want to spend for it. I think this one here is about I don't know, 1,000 gallons, something like that. It may not even be that big, but it works fine. Here's a quick look at the filter on it, and all it is, I've got mesh in the bottom, just standard screen wire mesh, and I use coarse filter media. You can see it's kind of dirty from letting it run last night. And that goes down the bottom. And I also use fiberfill like they use for pillows. You can get it at Walmart, places like that. You can get a big bag for less than $5, and a big bag will last me, Lord, 3-4 months at a time. And what I do is I just stuff it down in here, and that'll catch all the small stuff. And then when I get ready to clean the filter, all I gotta do is essentially just reach down here, pull the filter out, take the media out of it, throw the media away or rinse it out, and then just drop it back in there. Rinse this out and then put it right back in the pump. I can do all that in a matter of minutes. There it is, it's running. As you can see, I'm getting good flow. The water's pumping in. I've got it running in an angle. That way it keeps the water moving. That way that thing can do its job down the bottom and keep the trash cleaned up. What this is just a standard piece of pipe that runs into that pump box that I showed you earlier, and I just drilled holes in it. I can turn this pipe left or right or straight down depending on how I want the flow. But most of the time I try to keep it where it's got a little bit of a flow going around it. That's the way everything works. And it keeps the bait moving and keeps it kind of lined up instead of letting it all get ganged up in a corner or getting all piled on top of each other and stressing each other out. Now, what this is for, and this is important, when I fish a lot of tournaments, so what happens is when I get up in the morning, I get ready to go for the tournament. I always keep my live wells on my boat empty. When I get ready to leave in the morning, first thing I'll do is I'll get my hose pipe. I have a hose pipe made with this exact fitting on it. I'll pull that off, plug my hose pipe directly onto that, and then I can pump all the live wells inside of my boat full of this water that I'm getting the bait out of. That way it doesn't shock the bait. And then once I get the bait tanks full on the boat, plug it back up and just let the system run. And then when I get home in the evening, what I do is I just top the tank off and bring it back up to this water level. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's really a very simple system. Wasn't really that hard to build. It just took me 1 weekend to do it. And that was including building the tank itself. Okay, I'm going to show you what it looks like from behind. That'll help explain what I was telling you about. As you can see, this water is just coming up through that intake pipe into the filter box, and you can see everything's being filtered. I'll push that down a little bit further, but you can see that water's coming up through from inside the tank. The pump is pumping this box out, and as this box gets pumped out, it causes water to be drawn back up into it through gravity. Water's going to seek a level area, so the water comes back up, comes up in here, gets pumped down, back into here. Now, the other question I get a lot is, I've got city water. How do you keep bait alive with city water? Well, it's pretty simple. What I use is this chemical right here. They sell it at Lowe's, Home Depot, and other stores like that. But what it is, it's just like it says on the label. It's a chlorine remover, and it's an instantaneous remover. I can pour this in here, and literally by the time it's full, I've already thrown bait in it, and I've never had an issue with it. This bottle here will treat almost 2,200 gallons, and this bottle's only about $9. And this bottle will last me almost an entire year. And that's swapping out this tank. But I usually kind of go up a little bit more. If I smell chlorine strong, I'll up the level. But seriously, this entire tank only takes about 3 lidfuls to dechlorinate the water. I hope this video helps somebody. And like always, I appreciate you watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. If you have anything or any questions about any of my builds, feel free to ask them. And if there's anything you'd like to see me tackle or see me explain or see me build, leave me a message. Thank you very much.